is over. The time of the orc has come.
Let's talk about my research into growing Nopales cactus, which is Opuntia ficus-indica, as an annual. And this would not be for the fruit. This would be for the pads, which, if you don't know, can be cooked and eaten very much like green beans, and they're an integral part of Mexican cuisine, especially used in a salad, which is really good actually. If you haven't had it, I'd highly recommend it. And of course the needles are burned or peeled off before you eat these. This is a spine reduced variety. People often argue about spinelessness. I've never seen one of these that's utterly spineless. Under some conditions they make spines, but this is an extremely spine reduced one. But it still has glochids, which, if we can see them, they're the little fuzzy hair things. The glochids are really irritating and horrible, although they're not like the real pokey spines. In any case, the real trick here is how much yield can you get off of one of these things in one season. So let's talk about this. Back in April, I have a friend that has a large plant of this, and he let me have some pads, which these are not leaves, these are technically stems. The spines are actually highly modified leaves in cactus. So just to make that clear. In any case, he let me have some stems, the pads, and I cut them up in pieces and I stuck them in pots and left them there for a while. And when they had rooted well and frost danger was past, I planted these out into the garden and let them grow all summer with no care. No fertilizer, no water, and no weeding, although I did put all these tillage radish, cover crop radish around them. These are daikons, and I had to kind of knock them down a little bit to get in here and record this. In any case, so let's look at this one for an example. This is a half of a pad, and I got three decent sized and 2 slightly smaller pads out of that. But there's 5 total pads. This one here I only got 2, although one's really large. This one I got 3. This one I got 1 really huge one, 3 smaller ones. That one I got 1 big one, 2 smaller ones. But on the whole, I would say that in terms of the tissue mass put in versus the mass of harvest that you're getting out, I would say that you're getting something like 5 to 10 to 1. And that to me seems like a perfectly reasonable return. I would think that that is certainly what you would expect for something like, say, hardneck garlic and even some varieties of potato perhaps. And I think if you were a produce farmer looking to get some sort of specialty produce for the right kind of community cuisine or even a restaurant, this would be a perfectly viable option. It's probably possible to import these really cheaply, I don't know. But if you're trying to do local grown, if that's of some benefit, or organic grown, I mean, these would really lend themselves to organic production. And this is a proof of concept to prove that you could grow these locally, even in a cold climate. We have a fairly short season here, and as you can see, I've been able to get fairly impressive results. And as I said, this is with no fertilizer, no water. I'm sure you could push this with more feed, more water, and with not having daikon radishes crowding them out everywhere. If you were to really grow these well, I bet you could at least get a 50% increase, if not 100% increase in these. So is it possible to grow Nopal, Opuntia ficus-indica as an annual in cold climates? Absolutely, absolutely yes. It can be done. It's easy, and I'd highly recommend it. Thanks for watching.